Back at you with more Keanu reviews. Today, talking about reviewing the 1986 film River's Edge, which stars Crispin Glover. You also have Daniel Roebuck in the film, Keanu Reeves, Dennis Hopper, and this one was really good. Definitely intense. That's one word I can use to describe this movie. It's dark. It's disturbing. No way they would make this today. I think you would have so much outrage. But this movie, like I said, was really good. And the plot, you have our main character, one of our main characters, John, who is played by Daniel Roebuck. And in the beginning, he strangled his girlfriend and left her body on the edge of this river. You have his friend who is played by Crispin Glover, this character Lane, and his character's out there, eccentric, on drugs, and he wants to cover for Daniel Roebuck's character. And then later on, when they would have these other students, check out the body, one of them being Keanu Reeves, his character, at that point, when they see the body, none of them, and, sort of their demeanors vary, where you have Crispin Glover's character who wants to cover for Daniel Roebuck, and these other characters either don't care, or you have Keanu Reeves' character who wants nothing to do with this situation. And, with Keanu Reeves, back home with his family, his family's dysfunctional. He has, his mother doesn't really care about the household. His stepfather is a mean person, and he have his younger brother who is played by Joshua John Miller, and there's some turmoil in the family, and between Keanu Reeves' character and his younger brother, and you have Dennis Hopper's character in the film who's this on the edge drug dealer who's in love with this blow up doll. I'm not kidding. So, I mean, yeah, the same year that Dennis Hopper did Blue Velvet, both characters are, drug dealers. And this one, he's in love with this blow-up doll. There's even a scene where he's dancing with this blow-up doll. So, you got that going on where Dennis Hopper's character is dealing with, he deals to Crispin Glover's character at one point. And, Dennis Hopper's character is paranoid, and he thinks that there's people out to get him. But going back to Daniel Roebuck's character, his character's disturbed because he killed his girlfriend, and back at the high school where all these students go, there's this, like, again, sort of their demeanor, because a lot of them are they're on drugs, so they're indifferent, they don't care. And like I said, Crispin Glover's character's so out there, and he wants to protect Daniel Roebuck. Keanu Reeves later on would go to the police, and they do question his character. But, getting towards the end of the film, Daniel, like, Crispin Glover puts Daniel Roebuck's character in hiding with Dennis Hopper. Dennis Hopper kills Daniel Roebuck, so little spoiler there, on the river. And that's when at the end of the film, Crispin Glover's character finds Daniel Roebuck's his body because Dennis Hopper killed him. And I know I'm kind of going all over the place with the plot, but I mean, that's kind of it as far as like the plot's concerned. But like I said, this film was definitely, it's intense. It's one of these films that, like I said, definitely would not be made today. I mean, where to start with this movie? I mean, I guess let's talk about the cast. Okay, Daniel Roebuck, he's, again, one of our main characters in the film. This character, John, or Samson, he also goes by that name. Definitely a disturbing performance. And Daniel Roebuck, you would later see this guy in films like The Fugitive, He was in that film. He was on the team, like Tom Lee Jones's team in the Fugitive. Daniel Roebuck. Very good actor, and I thought his performance was again disturbing, uh, but great performance from Daniel Roebuck. Crispin Glover as his character Lane. He's one of our main characters, and if there's one nitpick that I have, I know some might disagree, but I thought at times Crispin Glover was going like overacting, playing this guy that's out of his mind, eccentric. He's on drugs and he's hyped up, and again, he wants to protect Daniel Roebuck and he's paranoid. I don't know, I just felt at times, Crispin Glover was overacting and going over the top. I mean, this is coming off Back to the Future, where he played George McFly, which is a more subtle performance. And here it's like he's the opposite. He's this, again, pothead, paranoid, guy that at times it seems like he's over, like overacting. And I know people are going to disagree with me on that, because I was looking at some of the reviews on IMDb that, Crispin Glover is great and this and that. But again, I just felt at times that he was overacting. He's a great actor, Back to the Future. Um, I even liked him in Willard, but I think just here again, it felt at times he's overacting. Uh, Keanu Reeves, I thought was really good here, and you can say this is sort of the turning point for Keanu Reeves, where people really started to take notice. Like, hey, this guy has range, um, dramatic wise. That hey, this guy is going to be something. Um, he's one of our characters. He plays his character Matt, and he's again he's this character that wants nothing to do with the body in that situation. Daniel Roebuck's character, he's kind of in this dysfunctional family, uh, and again his younger brother, who was played by Joshua John Miller in the film, and they sort of get into some fights. But Keanu Reeves, like I said, I thought it was a really good performance. Like I said, definitely you can say a turning point for Keanu Reeves, that people started to take notice that, hey, this guy has range, that, this guy is going to be something. You can definitely see it here. Um, Dennis Hopper as his character Feck, again, this drug dealer who's on the edge. And, it's some of the, I will admit, a couple of the scenes with the blow up doll, made me laugh, where you had this one scene where Daniel Roebuck, like, is getting ready to throw a cat, like Dennis Hopper's cat, onto the blow up doll. And Dennis Hopper's like, don't do that. And Daniel Roebuck's like, why not? Because the cat has claws. And, Dennis Hopper, I mean, it's not as crazy as Blue Velvet, but I thought, he did a good job here playing this character Feck. And again, definitely his character's out there with this blow up doll, and sort of again paranoid. Some of the characters in this film are paranoid, being there on drugs. But again, Dennis Hopper's good. Joshua John Miller as the character Tim, Keanu's brother in the film, who I was reading, and apparently Corey Haim was going to play this character, but I think a few days into filming he got pneumonia or he got sick. Um, but I know Joshua John Miller, he would go on to be in Near Dark as the character Homer, Teen Witch, which I've never seen. And he's still acting today, I believe. Or no, actually, I think nowadays he's doing more so writing, but film-wise, he was in Near Dark. He was also in Class of 1999, Death Warrant. So I've seen him before. And a couple of other familiar faces in the film. You have Tom Bauer as one of the policemen in the film that interrogates Keanu. I recognized him in the film. But overall, just a really good cast. The film was directed by Tim Hunter. See if we can look this guy up. And this guy would go on to direct The Failures, which I've never heard of. Gotham. He directed an episode of Gotham. Excuse me. Looks like a lot of TV work. He would go on to direct episodes of Twin Peaks, CSI New York, Crossing Jordan, Mad Men. He directed a few episodes of that. Nip Tuck. So this guy, apparently this guy, Tim Hunter, went on to direct a lot of TV stuff, TV shows. Written by Neil Jimenez. And this guy would go on to write The Dark Wind, which I'd never heard of. Sleep With Me, Hideaway with Jeff Goldblum, which I've heard about but I've never seen. But I thought the script here was really good. Definitely an intense story. It's disturbing, and I know I keep using those two words, but it definitely fits the movie. And so again, direction was very good. The writing was very good. It's a well-shot film. Definitely well shot. And like as far as its themes, okay, it says right here on Wikipedia. Film scholar Emmanuel Levy notes that the film addresses the alienation and moral vacancy among American kids growing up in a drug-oriented, valueless culture. River's Edge has the disturbing quality of a collective fear. The cherished, I can't even get that word out, eagerly awaited adolescence is presented as confusing and vacious. Is that the word, vacious? This film doesn't glamorize youth, instead depicting it as a bleak, aimless coming of age, a time of boredom, stupor, and waste. And apparently based on a true story, but they had to change up some things. As far as the casting, River's Edge was the first major film for many of its actors, including Daniel Roebuck in the film. Ione Skye, who plays, what's the character's name? Yeah, Clarissa, Keanu's girl, love interest, I should say, in the film. On casting Keanu Reeves, the casting director recalled, he walked in the door, and I went, oh my God, this is my guy. It was just because of the way he held his body, his shoes were untied, and what he was wearing looked like a young person growing into be a man. I was over the moon about him. So, and also, too, in regards to the character Fleck, originally director had wanted John Lithgow, and the part was also offered to Harry Dean Stanton, who declined and passed the script on to his friend Dennis Hopper, who was cast. Crispin Glover had auditioned with a wig and with an outrageous take on the part. He was so out there that Sarah and I were a little nervous about what he was doing, but we trusted him and felt like it could work out. And it talks about how Corey Haim was cast, originally cast as the role of Tim, Keanu Reeves' brother in the film, but he developed pneumonia several days into filming. Gene Siskel ranked River's Edge as the 7th best film of 1987. Roger Ebert gave it 3.5 stars out of 4. So, got a lot of great reviews, high marks from critics, and like I said, I would say, I mean, which is weird. Like Gene Siskel. So Did it come out in '87 and filmed in '86? I don't know. It's a little bit fuzzy because Gene Siskel said, it's the seventh best film of 1987. So did it come out in '87 or early '87? I'm going by IMDb, that it came out in '86. Okay, so this is according to Wikipedia. Release date May 8th, 1987. But according to Wikipedia, it came out in '86. So, but yeah, I mean, all in all, with this movie and again with the cast, I would say, going back to that real quick, you know, the cast is great. I mean, again, Danny Roebuck, Keanu Reeves. Sorry, Keanu Reeves. Dennis Hopper. Again, Crispin Glover. It just seems like at times he's taking it over the top and overacting. If I had one nitpick with the film, it's like when he's not overacting, he's fine, but when he starts to overact, it's like But Crispin Glover, I mean, he's a great actor, but again, that's just one nitpick that I have. But Keanu Reeves, I would say this is a turning point in his career. Daniel Roebuck and Dennis Hopper. So really good cast, and it's a dark movie. It's a disturbing movie, and definitely, like I said, intense. So yeah, really good film. Uh, but thank you for watching, and next I'll be reviewing, I believe, Under the Influence. Let me see here. Yep. All right, so stay tuned for the next Keanu Reeves film. I'm going to review a TV movie, Under the Influence. So thank you for watching, and have a good day.